kids out there, for those with parents, hope you give your parents a big hug for all the work they do, especially when after school hours, helping you with your homework, preparing your lunch for the next day, how tired they may be, especially those eating celery sticks with peanut butter, while trying to think of what to pack for their luncheons. I feel for the parents who are about to find out that someone dumped their lunch in the trash can as a reward. Gee whiz, you chose junk food over their lunchbox. That's harsh. You don't need to eat your vegetables. Your mom and dad care about you. They want you to grow up big and strong like them. Take your vitamins. Also, to send your correspondence, letters, and love letters of affection, especially benefactors, sponsors, all those who need my current address. If I haven't caught the one I wrote down already. Oh, it spells that address right there. 328 Helm Street, Elizabethtown, Kentucky, 42701. Directly. Um, I'm there for you. Alright. Let's do it. Also, General Pat Museum, God bless them. They need your support. RedCross.org. They need your donation. Doggy Dogs. It's tax season for your parents to ask them if they want to donate. It helps. Trust me for tax write-up. Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, cookie selling. Check out your local listings at BX here at Fort Knox that they're selling their cookies. Help benefit their summer camp. Camp Corral, Golden Corral Restaurant. Donate there. Some serious people will thank you personally. You never know, they're sitting there right next to you eating at the table. God bless you for donating Camp Corral, keeping kids at summer camp. Let's see here. IHOP, the foundation I listed for Miracle Network for children in need of miracles to happen, not just St. Jude, another great foundation I support, benefit, sponsor, seek, pray for, and everybody else. Well, living here in my bachelor house in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, I'm gonna give you all time reading to you kids. I thought I'd read off a favorite of mine. Just start off square. Courtesy of Walt Disney. On weekends, you can watch Walt Disney on ABC. Did you know that? I don't watch cartoons, hand-drawn cartoons especially. Let's read Simba's Big Secret. How about that? By Walt Disney. Simba and Nala are best friends. The lion cubs did just about everything together. They splashed in the waterhole, snuck up on boats, and raced through the high grass. They like to tell each other secrets too. I'm a little scared of mice, Nala told Simba one day. Don't tell anybody. Don't worry, I won't. Simba said, I get scared of the dark sometimes. Your secret is safe with me, said Nala. Simba smiled at her. Thanks, he said. You're a good friend. One day, Simba and his father, Mufasa, were out for a walk. Look at that little moose, that little mouse stuffing, right over there. Her cheeks were seasoned, said Mufasa. That's so funny, said Simba. I don't know why Nala's scared of mice. I remember when I was a club. I was scared of my suit, Mufasa said with a chuckle. Nala was just on the other side of the hill chasing butterflies. She heard Simba talking with his dad, and she got really mad. Later, Nala went to find Simba. You promised not to tell my secret, she told him angrily, and now your father knows how to tell everybody, and they'll all laugh at me. That's the last time I'm going to trust you. I'm sorry, Nala. Please don't stop trusting me, Simba, please. I'll never tell anyone else what you say, I promise. Well, said Nala. We'll see. Nala didn't stop playing with Simba, but she didn't stop telling the secret. A few weeks later, Nala finally changed her mind. I'm going to tell you a secret, she said to Simba. But it's really a big one. If you tell this time, I'll be so mad at you. I won't be your friend anymore. I promise I won't say anything, said Simba. Okay, said Nala. Here's the secret. I found a huge cave yesterday down in the Red Cliffs. But I was with my mother, so I couldn't go in. I'm going to go back to explore today. Can I come with you? No, I want to go by myself, she replied as she walked away. Maybe you can come see the other day. Simba played all day without Nala. A little before the dinner, he began to wonder when she was coming back. You see Simba and Nala? Yeah, mother was worried, Simba. She asked, do you have any idea where Nala is? Did she mention anything to you about going somewhere new or different? No, he answered. He could not look her in the eye. It was the first time he had not told a grown-up the truth, but he made a promise to Nala, and he didn't want to break it. The sun went down, the moon shone in the sky, and Nala's mother paced back and forth. Where can she be? She kept asking. Simba wished he could tell her. You see that? A couple of hours later, Nala still hadn't returned. The whole tribe was worried about her. So Robbie, Simba's mother, went to her son. Do you know where Nala is? Yeah. I can't tell, said Simba. It's a secret. A secret? What kind of secret? His mother asked. A big secret? I can't tell no matter what, he cried, explaining how mad Nala had been. When he told Mufasa she was afraid of mice. Simba said to his mother, you're a good friend to try not to tell Nala a secret. But there are some secrets that are good to keep and others that are important to tell. How do you know the difference? Asked Simba. If you think about it, Sir Abby replied, you will know in your heart if something is good, secret, or bad. Nala could be in trouble. You know, kids, why it's not a good idea to keep secrets sometimes? You're bound to find out. The lions rushed to where the voice had come from. It was the entrance to a cave, but it was almost completely blocked. A rock slide had trapped the little cub. The lions dug and finally they cleared the rocks away. Nala rushed out of the cave and ran to her mother. Nala, I was so worried about you. Her mother cried. I'm so sorry, said Nala. I was so scared. I'll never go anywhere without telling you again. A few minutes later, Simba walked over to his friend and hung his head. I'm sorry, I told you a secret. Nala, he said, please don't be too mad at me. Why would I be mad at you? Said Nala. If you hadn't said anything, I would still be trapped. When they got home, it was time for bed. I'm so happy to be back, Nala explained. Me too, said Simba. That's not a secret. Nala smiled. She and Simba drifted off to sleep, dreaming of their new adventure together. The end. Let's read Poohs. What better way to get the sleepy time sleepy? You know, when it's daylight here, people are sleeping in Alaska. That's right. Spend time over there for kids. The sun stays up over there half the time of the year. Best friend sleepover. Winnie the Pooh. You see that? Comfortable, Piglet, Winnie the Pooh asked as he tucked his friend into a drawer he had made into a bed. Oh, yes, like the Pooh Walt Disney movie. Cartoon, thank you ever so much, Piglet replied. The bed is just the right size. Well, good night then, Bear said, blowing out a candle and climbing the bed. Good night, Pooh Bear, Piglet replied. He and Pooh were having a best friend sleepover. It had been lots of fun so far. First, they had enjoyed a beautiful bedtime snack. Then they put on their pajamas and made up a story. Of course, it was always fun spending time with Pooh, but there was something about being here for bedtime that was so different from being in his own house through Piglet. As he laid in the drawer, his eyes wide open, Piglet noticed that it seemed much darker here than it did at home. Pooh, he called out softly. Are you still awake? He wanted to ask the bear if it wasn't always so dark. When Pooh did not answer, Piglet realized that his friend must have fallen asleep. Oh well, Piglet thought, as he rolled over and pulled up the covers. Then he closed his eyes tightly and tried to get to sleep. After a while, Piglet peered out into the darkness. He hadn't been able to fall asleep yet. He noticed that it was very quiet in Pooh's room, much quieter than it was in Piglet's room. You see that? Much quieter in Piglet's room. Look at Piglet. Oh, cozy now. Pooh was about to head off to bed already. What do you think he was about to say? There's a monster in the closet. I bet you're looking. You look. Piglet peered out in the darkness. He hadn't been able to fall asleep yet. He noticed that it was very, very quiet in Pooh's room. Much quieter than it was in Piglet's own room at night. What the fairness in that? Pooh, Pooh, Bear. Piglet called out a little louder this time. He didn't want to wake up his friend. But he wondered if perhaps Pooh was awake and had just not heard him earlier. Just then the quiet was broken by a peculiar noise. Piglet sat up. At first the noise was a soft, low rumbling. Curiously, similar to the sound of a sleeping bear who was snoring. But Piglet thought a heffalump was coming to get him. What's a heffalump? Something that would describe that little rascal right there would be a heffalump. You see that? What comes to mind, indeed? Pooh, oh dear, 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 Piglet shouted. He jumped out of the drawer and ran to his friend's bedside. He shook Pooh and he shouted, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, oh please. Pooh, as rather slowly, climbed out of bed and noticed Piglet wasn't in his drawer. Then he realized that Piglet was in his own bed. Listen to that horrible, horrible noise, Pooh. Yes, Piglet listened for the noise. So he pointed out to Pooh, then realized that it had stopped. That's funny, said Piglet as he peeked out from under the covers. The noise stopped as soon as he woke up. The bear said, I guess that means we can't go back to sleep. Piglet didn't think he'd be able to fall asleep. I don't mean to be a bad best friend, he said, but do you think we might have the rest of our best friends sleep over some other night? I'm just not used to sleeping anywhere but my own house. Pooh sat on the bed and put his arm around Piglet. I understand, he said. We can have the rest of our best friends sleep over whenever you like. Pooh helped Piglet gather his things. Then, hand in hand, they walked through the woods to Piglet's house. See them walking together? Look at that. How are you? Here you are, Piglet. Pooh said as they entered the home sweet home. Thank you so much for walking me. Piglet replied, I suppose you'll be needing to get home to bed. Interesting, isn't it? A friend helping a friend get to bed. Pooh thought for a moment, yes, but first I might sit down for a little rest. He got a comfortable chair just for a few minutes, kind of like that Ice Age. The squirrel, pointing the squirrel where the movie stopped. Just for a few minutes while Piglet unpacked, Pooh sat down, pulled up his feet, then he decided to rest his eyes for just a few moments. His eyelids fell awfully heavy. By the time Piglet finished, Pooh was fast asleep. He was even making a soft, rumbling sound. But in the comfort of Piglet's own house, there did not sound scary like it had one. It just sounded like a sleeping bear who was snoring. Piglet covered Pooh with a small blanket and slipped a pillow under his head. Sweet dreams, Pooh Bear, he whispered. Then Piglet climbed in his bed and very quickly drifted off to sleep. Pooh and Piglet slept all night. The next morning, Piglet woke up and saw his friends were still sleeping. He woke up Pooh and chilling. They had a yummy breakfast. It's been a wonderful best friend sleep after all. The end. Courtesy of Walt Disney Studios in Orlando, Florida. You must see that. If you haven't seen Where Dreams Come True, you must see Walt Disney. I went there and felt a little kid come out. Trust me. It's a place for young girls and boys with their loving families and friends. Some take field trips from schools. Hang in there. And for those who are wanting parents, trust me, keep praying for ones. I hope you find ones worthy of you. Much loves all over the world. From my heart to you. When you wish upon a star, how I wonder where you are. Keep praying, keep wishing day and night. For when you feel at a loss, I'm there to hold you tight. Much love, darling. Y'all need to be good. Don't drive your parents too crazy. That's my job. Especially the little infant toddlers. Oh my, she right looked. Smiling, about to say that first word. How many parents and new parents excited? I hope so. Hopefully got those emergency kits too. Baby, the mom and her diapers, check. Walgreens location, check. Infant drops, check. Vacation might be in order later on down the year, check. Football, DVR was invented for a reason, check. Press record, check, check. God, I feel for you, bachelor dads. I have to point all this out. I make it Sesame Street level easy for all you parents, new at heart. Even fast forward. Carrying on, I thought I'd read a poem by Emily Dickinson. Who knew I was into poetry? I write my own poems. In fact, I have one in a very popular book that's published years ago. Check that out. American Poetry, courtesy of Bar Library. And that is what date? 19th century, that's right. Who knew that? Interesting, you damsels thought you had me all figured out. The spirit lies, but in what mode? Below the body speaks, but as the spirit furnishes a part, it never talks. The music in the violin does not emerge alone, but arm in arm with touch. Yet touch alone is not a tune. The spirit lurks within the flesh like tides within the sea, that make the water live astirge. What would the either be? Does that know now, or does it cease? That which to this is done, resuming as a mutual day, with every future one, questioning. Instinct pursues the adamant, exacting this reply, adversity if it may be, or wild prosperity. The rumor's gate was shut so tight before my mind was sown, not even a prognostic push could make a dent or roam. He ate and drank the precious words the Spirit grew above us. He knew no more that he was poor, nor that his frame was dust. He danced along the dingy days, and the biscuits of wings was but a book, while liberty a loosened spirit brings. There came a wind like a bogle. It quivered through the grass, and a green chill upon the heat so ominous did pass. We barred the windows and the doors as front of the emerald goes. The doom's electric moccasin that very instant passed. On a strange marvel of panting trees, and fences fled away, and rivers where the houses ran those looked that lived that day. The bell within the steeple wild the flying tidings told. How much can come and how much in much can go, and yet amid the world. A word made flesh is seldom and trembling partook, nor then perhaps reported, but I have not mistook. Each one of us has tasted with the ecstasies of doubt that very food debated to our specific strength. A word that breathes distinctly has not the power to die. Cohesive as the spirit, it may expire if he made flesh, and dwelt amongst us. Condensation be like this consent of language that this loved philology. In winter in my room I came upon a worm, pink, lank, and warm, but as he was a worm, and worms presume not quite with him at home, secured him by a string to do something never him went on. A trifle afterward a thing occurred. I'd not believe it if I heard but stake with creeping blood. A snake with mottled rare surveyed my chamber's floor, in feature as the worm before, but ringed with hollow, the very string which I tied him to. When he was mean and new, the string was there, I shrank, how fair you are! Procreation's claw, afraid he missed of me, no cordially found of me. Then to rhythm slim, secreted in his form, a pattern swim projected him. That time I flew both eyes his way, lest he pursue. God bless. All those are thoughts out there. Carrying on. Kids should be asleep by now. If you're not, you try to go to sleep. Remember, there's no monsters in the closet. When there's a thunderstorm, what happens? Tell yourself, as I would tell you, hugging you, giving you all hugs, not just your parents or friends. I would tell yourself it's just Mickey Mouse banging those drums up there. It'll be alright. That's what my grandmother for OR nurse told me all the years, while helping to raise me alongside my parents. A family of nurses. Y'all sleep, say your prayers this night. Let God watch over you day and night. Hold true to our light when you look upon the stars this night. Gaze upon them with wondrous dreams. How I wish all them will come true. From me to you, pleasant dreams. Much love. And God watch over you and your family, and wherever you are in the world. Much love. Not just puppy loves, not just teddy bear loves. Care bear cares. God bless y'all. Moving right along, dear little light of sleep. Time for us adults to have a story here. Continuing on with this certain Miss Redhead. I have some serious royal families come. There are the path from the little teeth of a teeth. There, considering brothers from a different mom can't have all the fun over there. Squared away British friends. When you wish upon a star, how I wonder where you are. I wish to come to you, from me comes to you. You see these two girls, God bless her daughters. It makes me sad. I would treat them if they ever came over as my own. I think you know. It's under courtesy of bar and that's right. Ta-da! Drop by for me sometime if you're on post. Bar library right here. Check his website. There you go. Also, watching Walt Disney movies on weekends on ABC News. Be sure to check out, let me see here, Walt Disney website. That's right. Ta-da. ABC Family 2. The Princess of Wales. Carrying on. Gala dinner for Placido Domingo at the Houston Grand Opera. Gala for Placido Domingo at the Houston Grand Opera the night before the trial began on Monday, 30th September 1991. Berg added she is always on her way to a party she likes to fuse, and then steps back into her vast health and retreats to a position where she can hear the explosion when it goes off. When Lynn was called to give evidence, she was acquitted and flagrant as fresh as magnolia, even though her mother, red-eyed from crying, stared at her across the court. She denied that she was a manipulative woman of orchestrating things from under a hairdryer. It was a wonderful performance, but it did no good. The jury cleared Robert of all charges against him, and he returned happily to the law in their corner of River Oaks Boulevard. Steve Wyatt never cared much for the young businessman. Walt's his stepfather thrived on. Where Oscar's bullied, Steve charmed. Any London society hostess said of him, he's very hunky, gorgeous, very Richard Gere, an all-American boy, very into his body, aware of his muscle and tan. But not brain thick either, although in London he could occasionally be viewed. Animals and tramp, it was only when escorting women who wanted to go to one of those places. Brian had joined Wyatt in London in 1987, the year of Casanovas' Big Bang, looking for investment chances on the stock exchange. He and his father Tony's experience as a director included the Chrysler Group and Federal Express, bought a high-tech company called Oceanics Group plc in 1988. The company's interests included offshore marine electronics, precision navigation, and computer systems for the Ministry of Defense. As communist states each of the Berlin Wall began to disintegrate, the Bryans expanded into Germany with an offshoot called Oceanics Deutschland, which specialized in putting the finishing touches to the interior of news hubs. Blocks the move proved that even though opportunities were ripe for such a venture, the operating costs were punitive. Losses for 1990 reached $7.5 million. Oceanics was in trouble. Former British Army Supremo General Sir Harry Tussell, one of the directors of the time, said, what basically went wrong was the company was in too many things, construction and computers, particularly when the time came. John and his father behaved absolutely correctly. The Bryans brought up the overstretched German divisions and resigned from the company. Brian went to Annabelle's to find an ambience suited to his social aspirations, and it was there he made several important contacts, one of whom was the younger aristocrat, Lord Harry Darnley, son of Howard to the Earl of Rosebery, who was on the first name terms with Voyagers, but they're all like that there. Said one who partied with him in Annabelle. He was good fun, though, one of the most exciting people I met in a while. I thought I was definitely potential. He really was smart, hyperactive, and grandiose. Brian started escorting a succession of upper-class girls, including Lord Rothermore's daughter, Geraldine Ogilvy, and Lady Antonia Fraser. Daughter Flora, other friends he made include Lazy Lisa, Campbell, Natasha, Grenfell, and the Venke family, Detmar Blow, a relative of Lillard, Tollemache, and watched the Gloucestershire estate he rented on the 18th century cottage. He's a very fast mover, very fast, and one who attracted Brian's eye at a dinner party. I've done the dating scene for a while now, and he's hand on the knee very quick. He fixes on a girl and says, I'm absolutely in love with you. It all seemed a bit practice to me. Brian's style attracted the interest of the journalist, Christ de Souza, whom he persuaded one night to leave the Fireball, a charity function attended by Princess Margaret, at the Intercontinental Hotel in Park Lane, and Charles was signed up for a nightcap with two others. It wasn't that he was necessarily knew everyone there that night, but he was doing a brilliant impression of a very powerful person bouncing around the room like Zebedee, ordering a bottle of mullet before we even sat down, preparing the conversation with the name of Ferg and Joshy. Affectionately, with a very slight mystified waiter, she said, Brian is one of those lucky types who had winched through life, operating the social ante, and goes along radiating the confidence and goodwill that said the promised little delivery may not be necessary to be family emotional. One of his dates who preferred to be called Sally was his recipient of Brian's fluctuating generosity, called me up and said, let's go to lunch and then we'll go to the Bronx and buy you something. I said, lunch would be great, but you don't have to buy me anything, he said. No, we'll buy you an outfit. I got a call too busy for lunch, but go to Brown's anyway. Pick something out and I'll meet you there. I went over there and picked something out and said, my boyfriend is just about to come over. He never was able to make it. This went on and on. Went to this place for drinks and he called the shop and said, hold on, we'll pick it up tomorrow. He picked me up and then rented a car to go out to his country cottage and we drove up Sloane Street, past the shop, and he didn't say anything at all. I said, I think I get the outfit anyway. I'll buy it. He said, okay. And pulled the car over. Parked right on Sloane Street and stayed put. I go out huffing and puffing onto the shop. I'm wondering what to do. What do I do now? I really wanted this outfit, but I wanted back the car without anything. He said, why didn't you buy it? I said, let's go now. Then he gave me his credit card and said, put half of it on mine, half it on yours. I didn't know what to say because you sound like a pushy girl. I just sat there and gave him his credit card back. The outfit was only about $300 as well as I got out of the car. Said, you're full of pudge cakes, and slammed the door. He caught up and said, you need a shrink. I was far too conservative for him, promised the world to get you in the mood. That's how he is. But he was very sweet on the phone when we parted friends. Steve White was an accomplished dinner party animal who preferred situations where he could talk and be heard, always sprang his conversational partner with their name in every other sense. At one dinner party, he had the back comment to meet Krista Dustin, an editor-at-large for Toddler magazine. The conversation veered so much you counted everyone was quite drunk or something, fiercely except Steve, one of the men's point, on how pure she is compared with the rest of that table. I had lucky, a little red wine he admits, but goes on to say he does not really drink very much and steers clear of the dairy products. Some talked about the inheritance, typically of the human parasite. Me, I think this is the rap. This rap, Steve allayed the subject of feelings, emotions, getting in touch with oneself alone, completely alien territory to your average Englishman. They perhaps slightly less so your average English woman. Duplicity draws the idea of mobility. There's a good word. No, never heard that word before. What does it mean? Steve was careful with his money as his help. He knew he never threw it around. One man invited by Wyatt to a pre-Christmas lunch with him and Brian at South Kensington restaurant recalled. When the bill arrived, Steve said, "Okay, fellas, let's have your gold cards." And he handed them all the waiters, instructing him to charge an equal amount of the total to each. We all thought it was fair. Despite his popularity with the woman, Steve had not been altogether successful in love, and rarely allowed it to show that he was recuperating the feelings that one was showing him. He was in his 37th year and still eligible as ever when Lynn informed him that his presence was required at home to meet a special guest. The Duchess of York has accepted an invitation to visit Texas. Sarah was pregnant for the second time, but she was clocking up as many air miles as usual before heading for Houston. Much like the air miles that keep people from trying to scam off military families. Interesting, is it not? I'm sure some grandparents who are flight crew members love you folks who try and take airline miles that don't belong to you. Whoopsie daisies. Did I say that too loud? My bad. Things I do keeping you employed. Hello over there on those airlines. Interesting, is it not? Support military families around the world. Read on. Sarah was pregnant for the second time, but she was clocking up as many air miles as usual before heading for Houston. She flew down south to Uruguay, especially in Florida, carrying read on, to see Susie and Hector, who were planning an exciting adventure. Backed by Peter Brown's money, Hector was building a polo center at the resort of Ponte d'Este across the River Plate. From Argentina, Sarah, accompanied by 4 staff and doctor, flew in as the guest of White Bread, the brewers, to start the second leg of the round-the-world yacht race. She and Susie went for long walks on the beach, during which Sarah commented in her mother about the state of her marriage. "We have an excellent relationship," said Susie. "We don't have any secrets." Secrets were more like friends than mother and daughter. The trips exhausted Sarah so much that she was forced to drop off a ship launching ceremony she was supposed to attend in Aberdeen on her return. Andrew stood in for her somewhat regularly and caused astonishment among the guests when he said, "Thank you for inviting me to take over from my wife, who is resting up at the moment, about to disappear again on another trip, leaving me behind to do all the work." He was only half and soon even more about to involve the Windsor in the White headlines. Knew before long. Lynn White was telling her stories, offering Steve just to hold your head high. You've done nothing wrong. The truth will always come out at a gentleman's shooting party. Ma woman and I sit together, Steve White. Just 30, and still slim, and despite her unplanned pregnancy, the Duchess of York boarded a jumbo jet for the 10-hour flight from Gatwick to University in Houston, Texas, that would prove to be a critical turning point in her life. She had celebrated her birthday in her beloved cloisters with Prince Andrew and a group of friends. A happy evening which had been ruined by a hurtful public reprimand from her husband. As the Yorks were leaving the restaurant, newsmen camped outside in the snow asked the Duchess if she had enjoyed her party. Fergus started to answer, until Andrew darted at his wife a cold look and a sternly shut up, recounted one of the porters. Fergie, looking hurt, and asked why. It was remnants of seen during their first trip in the Swiss Sky Resort. When after a similar outburst from Andrew, the Duchess was overheard to say, "Why do you have to keep embarrassing me, pointing out in front of other people, when I get things wrong? It's not very charitable. Sometimes you're as bad as your father. If you're going to say something like that, why don't you wait until we're on our own instead of embarrassing me? Like some people, I haven't been doing this for 27 years." As Sarah crossed the Atlantic, she was far from happy with Andrew, and not only because of his bullying attitude in particular. She was distressed about his friendship with a married woman in whom he was confiding his secrets. In the agony, Anne could have read the situation as clear as the signals which direct traffic to Houston's main landmark on Route 45. Heading into the big southern metropolis that Thursday to November 1989, Buckingham Palace described this as an official trip because the Duchess was traveling as a guest to British Festival at the Houston Grand Opera. Her hostess for the 5-day stay was in Lynn Wyatt, wife of Oscar, mother of Steve and Doug. As her limousine glided amongst River Boulevard, the Duchess saw the Wyatt mansion for the first time. The architect John F. Stowe had designed Arlington for another oil mogul, Hugh Royal Clinton of Exxon, as a grand southern residence in the neoclassical style. Visitors passed beneath iron columns in a superb black and white marble entrance hall and gazed in wonder as its central feature, a magnificent staircase enhanced with crested panels of lacquer glass. When Oscar brought Arlington for Lynn as a Christmas present, it became known to the locals as other royal guests, such as Prince Margaret. As the Wyatt Regency, Andrew Warhol's portrait of Lynn was framed above one of the mantelpieces. Although Lynn knew the Duchess from London and Palm Beach, her son had never met her before. Steve had flown home from London at his mother's behest to attend the Lone Star State tribute to 300 years of British opera, and to meet the Duchess who introduced Sarah to Steve and to Doug. And at the time she was 5 months pregnant, said Lynn, when she was called upon to dampen speculation of romance between her son and the Queen's daughter-in-law, Steve. Sarah are just good friends. People in London are so protective of their royalty, and they resent it when foreigners become friendly with them. Oscar Wilde, the uncapping king of crew, didn't find that a problem that person had. His millions had given a certain immunity from what he called fudge cakes. Ahem. One of his favorite, y'all can thank me later. One of his favorite saying, I'm not going to PTA means unknown. Fudge cakes again, walks the money talks. I think Sarah is a hallelujah fine young lady, he said in a growl voice, which was his trademark in the old on the old touch. You know, I'm easily impressionable, meaning he was exactly the opposite. She likes to fly helicopters. She likes to fly airplanes. She might not get along with the royal family. For all I know, I probably wouldn't either. But I don't judge her for that. She's a fine girl and I like her father. He's a good guy. Ronald Ferguson had turned up in Texas to rally in Ralph Lauren royal invitation at the Houston Polo Cup, and Oscars were soon on the good buddies' terms. Speaking of that, you know anybody feeling sad or feeling like hurting themselves and they're in the military and you know where they are? Tell them there's always help. You see that? On behalf of somebody's son. That's right. Press 1. There are people out there who actually care about people, young, that'll direct you in the right ear. If they can't help you, they'll get you somebody who can. Trust me, darling. Especially you kids out there. Young and old, gentlemen alike. All you kids, sons, daughters, granddaughters, nieces, nephews, leading on. The royal family, she likes to fly helicopters, she likes to fly airplanes. She might not get along with the royal family. For all I know, I probably wouldn't either. But I don't judge her for that. She's a fine girl and I like her father. He's a good guy. Ronald Ferguson had turned up in Texas to play in Ralph Lauren's Royal Invitational at the Houston Polo Club. He and Oscar were soon on good buddy terms. It was, however, the impact that Sarah made on Steve and vice versa that became a very talking point amongst people who met them during the next few days. It was obvious that Sarah was enormously attracted to him, said one other who was present at a dinner during the Duchess' stay. It's not just that he was handsome. She had a fun personality, and she was always being drawn to the fun people. They laughed at a lot of the table. She was very comfortable in his company. It was a very Texas thing. Put people at their ease. But with Steve in his art form, he used her name in every other sentence. I would say she was smitten from love. Steve was quietly a confident man who had no hang-ups about his family's wealth. He was attentive, she was receptive. For his part, Steve seemed enchanted by his royalty. Although I'd say that this was the lion, Lynn Sockwitz in him coming out. There was a clear chemistry between them. Like most of her foreign trips, Sarah's itinerary was packed. When Diana goes out anywhere abroad on the job, she goes on her own for that purpose and comes straight back. Observe the well-placed royal watcher. When Fergie travels, she always tries to incorporate a holiday, and invariably includes family among her party. It's an interesting difference between them. The British consulate, aware of criticism labeling Sarah as a royal slouch, made sure she had a full schedule. She visited the High School for Performing and Visual Arts, where students performed parts of Julius Caesar in her honor. She paid a courtesy call on Kathy Whitmore, the mayor of Houston, and she saw the anti-drugs program at work in school. She wore a bright crimson suit for a 2 year of NASA Lyndon B. Johnson Space Center, where she delighted the unburned placement mission control with her lively banter. Picking up a toilet roll, she asked Flight Director Wayne Hill, "What's this for?" "We're cutting costs," he explained. And that replaced the box of tissues. Steve was never far from her side. He drove her to the polo, helped her from the car, and saw to it that she was shielded from a downpour with a big beach of umbrella. After the match, she trudged across the turned-up playing field in high heels to present trophies to the winning team. As the rain pelted down, she was not wearing a coat. She climbed off of an umbrella, and her hair was soaked. It was typical Fergie gesture. It enabled the American photographer to get better pictures. She does her best to please, and added the royal watcher. Do you have any idea how a certain paparazzi tried very hard to get K-Bay's photo? I show actors and actresses a few photos. What's rule number 1? He never looks up. Rule number 2, when he sees a lens within yards, he does it so fast without even trying, blurs the darn camera. Always best. James Bond loves this one. All actors of James Bonds, including the team, down to M and everybody else who play those characters well. He wears shades. That's right, baby. Shades can't have it all over there. They're nice little shades. And our 5 four-legged friends who have yet to learn dress right, Des. I would do that, by the way. I would put their dish bowls in front of them. Good luck trying to touch that bowl. Let me staring them down. Give them puppy faces. Yeah, good luck. It's good. Well, yeah, those little darlings for me too. Everybody else who has pets, I support in main society. Yeah, the British consulate aware of Christian labor Sarah as a royal slouch made sure she had a full sketch. She visited the High School of Performing and Visual Arts, where students performed parts of Julius Caesar. Yeah. Having read that, she paid a courtesy call just to Kathy Whitmore, the mayor of Houston. She knows slouch. I know some people who slouch careers. Someone on Jim Carrey shows a pride performance of a character and knows that real well what slouch someone really means. Especially, probably not at work, but alright, I'm trying to communicate. She wore a bright crimson suit. What more can someone say? Writing such benediction. Chile is not dead, y'all. Even in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. The urban spaceman missions control, I wrote that part. Bring on. With Lily Belcher picking up a toilet roll, she asked Flight Director Wayne Hill, "What's this for? We're cutting costs." "Do you know something I'm trying to show you? Communicate." That's a legal father right there. Obviously. Some of you can't even get this part right. Missing half the hand. That's nothing he does without even trying. Steve was never far from her side. He drove her to the point, helped her from the car, and saw to what she was shielded from a downpour. With a big beach umbrella after the match, she trudged across the turned-up playing field in the high heels to present trophies to the winning team as the rain pelted. Now she was not wearing a coat. She declined to offer an umbrella, and her hair was soaked. It was a typical for a gesture. It enabled the American photographers to get better pictures. Ahem. She does her best. Ahem. To see Beauty and the Beast, Walt Disney movie, the candle character. You know, thought you had it figured out. Reading on. As a royal watcher, the opera, maybe she learned a few lessons from a real pro like myself. Whoopsie daisies. Especially with that $900 camera lens way over there with a telescope. Can't miss, right? Good luck with that one. Opera Festival was the focal point of the trip, and Steve acquired to a performance of Mikado, produced by Jonathan Miller, and the staring idolized the Lord High Executioner. She wore a revealing, what's my favorite signature? The door. Nice shining glass. God. Moving on. The staring idol of the Lord High Executioner. She wore a revealing billow Simpson gown in yellow, as bright as Texas rose. When someone asked her if she liked Gilbert so much, she confessed she was prepared to demonstrate her honesty was sometimes a problem for their world premiere of New York. An opera composed by Sir Michael Tippett, she wore a long pink gown bearing her shoulders. Her 5-month pregnancy wasn't very visible, though she did put 2 pillows behind her. Back at one formal dinner, noted society watcher Jenny June Munns. In the middle of all this, the Whites were set 200 miles south for a barbecue at Casilo, their ranch in Duval County, close to the Mexican border. The name, she was told, came from a cactus which had self-destructive habit of exploding on contact. The Dutchies took over the control of the nail cutter. Sounds familiar, and do the same thing. Went up or down as it crosses across the 16,000 acre spread. One night, she and Lynn popped into Armando's for a late night snack where she met a fellow ski enthusiast who invited her to join him on the slopes. I'll drop by Buckingham Palace and home to let you know. Said the Texan. I don't know what my mother-in-law would say about that, said the Duchess, wide-eyed and mock-horror. After her stay, a son photographer, smiling Sarah, was to take pride of place among souvenirs from other visiting celebrities in the drawing room at Arlington. When she had bathed the Whites a grateful farewell, Sarah told Steve that she had hoped they would meet again. They did, but only after Sarah flew back to New York to promote her budgie. Books would have been gone on sale in the U.S., one review describing them as perfectly ghastly. She'd stayed in the same rooms Princess Diana occupied at the Hotel Plaza Athene on East 64th Street between Madison and Park Avenues near Central Park. Mort Janklow, her early dinner there. How many knew that? Interesting while you're on your treadmills, is it not? Caring for you, don't overdo it. Don't forget to stretch, or you'll be sorry at 3 in the morning. Like Charlie always trying to wake you up. They're not fun. Party an hour where she was seated. It's your leg muscle trying to pull at you. The only way to fix that is to strain it. Trust me, for somebody who does kickboxing, you can drop kick someone at 9 yards. Bruce Lee Campbell. Having his poster on my living room. God bless Leaves family. Reading on. Opposite Norman Mailer, the Asian infant terrible of American literature, what passed across the table between Sarah and Mailer Swift and moved straight into legend. Sarah politely asked the author to recommend one of his books for her to read, as she admitted she was unfamiliar with his work. Tough guys, dumb down, said Miller. What's it about? Asked Sarah. That's cake, said Miller. There was an audible intake of wrath from Wolf and other guests. Sarah was not vague, you know, Mr. Miller. she said, saving the pause. The most interesting thing for her at this moment was watching everyone's face at the table. This table. That nicely executed put down brought her enormous kudos when the story zipped around New York. As fast as Belle Telephone could manage, everyone present was impressed with the way she handled a very tough situation so gracefully. Said a highly placed publishing source, Simon Custer, held a cocktail party for her at the Rainbow Room on the 60th floor of the old RCA building at the Rockefeller Center. She also attended a reading class at the Children's Museum of Manhattan. Somewhere in between, she found time to do her Christmas shopping in the Palms on Fifth Avenue. When she returned to London, the baggage handler at Heathrow could scarcely believe the number of suitcases, trunks, parcels, and packaging bearing her name, which came tumbling out on the carousel. They counted 53 items, 51 of which were classed as excess luggage. Not even Joan Collins was this much. One complained. Whatever Sarah's problem with Andrew, they seemed minor compared with the much difficulties of Jane and Alex Markham after a trial separation, which Sarah had discussed with Alex at the Sheraton Hotel during her Australian visit. The couple had been reunited on St. Valentine's Day 4 months later, but the reconciliation was falling apart, and Jane needed the comfort and support of her famous little sister, of whom she said as kids we were the only two of us. We did everything together. As sisters, we couldn't be closer. The two younger women and their children spent 10 days on holiday together at Lizard Island. Who knew there was such an island? On the Great Barrier Reef, Jane told Sarah that the reunion with Alex had failed. She wanted her freedom. Soon after, Sarah and Beatrice had flown back to London. The briefest of the statements from Alex's lawyer said, Alex Mencken wishes to announce that his marriage to Jane Markham is over. Only those closest to the rough-hewn Australian knew the intensity of the emotional pain he was suffering. With her sister's new life firmly on her mind, the Duchess, now 6 months pregnant, headed the north. God bless Kate and little George over there, by the way. Reminded me of that. Headed north to Yorkshire on Friday, 8 December, as patron of the Opera North. She attended the gala performance, the musical showboat at the Grand Theatre in Leeds. Fog made it impossible for her to return to London in the plane, which was waiting on the runway. Her host offered her overnight accommodation in the city, but she declined. With Karen Cautel, her lady-in-waiting, Sarah drove to Constable Burton Hall. Charles and Maggie Werville's 3,000 acre sporting estate near Lebanon, North Yorkshire. Sarah had been there before, but had heard about the house. The oldest section dates back to 15 had been modernized in 1768, with now, in the words of Maggie Weber, a very beautiful Georgian house. Maggie had served dinner on her guests. Maggie Willow, right here in Kentucky as well, the museum. Maggie Willow seemed a little surprised by the row that don't cost much money. Check it out. Duchess in her long black evening dress, but she excused herself and went to surprise the celebration of a double room next to her own for Sarah and for Caroline, who was also pregnant with Harry's first child. Said Diana's tennis friend. Brandy was served. As the night wore on, the conversation grew more revolved. Sarah seemed to know even cruder jokes than most of the men. And one by one, most of the ladies of the table slipped away to their beds. Sarah and Steve were amongst the last to retire. It was a bit of a surprise when she arrived at St. Magdalene, the mother of 4 young children. She was stuck at Leeds, and she was just though it was rather fun to stay. Steve White, another member of the shooting party, had to share a room because we were all pushed. I actually had to move him out and bung him into another room with another man. The Duchess shared a room with her lady-in-waiting, so 2 men shared a room and two ladies shared a room. The whole thing was tremendously innocent. Two ladies shared a room. The whole thing was tremendously innocent. It was the first time anybody knew they were seeing each other. But at this stage, she was very much pregnant. Each The Duchess shared a room with her lady anyway, so two men shared a room, two ladies shared a room. The whole thing was tremendously innocent. It was the first time anybody knew that they were seeing each other. But at the stage, she was very much pregnant. And at the point, there was nothing going on between them. At breakfast that Saturday morning, Sarah was still staring at a long black evening dress. She had paraded the show in Leeds before the 8 guns set off the day's shooting. She joined in the all-male group of the portrait photographers posed on the buttressed steps of Paladin, Paladin in front of the Constable of Burton Hall. Maggie herself took several pictures of the group in which Sarah sat in white feet. Patsy, one photographer of the assembly, was to be proudly displayed in the hall until controversy about Sarah's friendship with Texan. The Texan became public, and the pictures, along with Miss Marlett, others were placed under the law. Keep for safekeeping Patrick Litchfield, who earned his living as a photographer, that the back of his camera flew open and ruined the film he had shot. This was a pity, because the friends had made an annual event of the trip to Constable Bar. They like to keep a photographic record of occasions. It's always the weekend, explained Maggie. You get into a slot, you see a lot of people want it. It's a very good slot. Excellent shooting, they got it. And they came back year after year. Before the group set off to shoot pheasants, Sarah told them that she and Caroline were setting off for Leeds airports to join Prince Andrew, who was shooting with the Royal Family. But secondary that weekend, they were surprised on their return later that afternoon. Therefore, to discover that the Duchess of Caroline was still there. Their plane had been unable to take off, and they planned to stay a second night. Maggie Willow's feelings were somewhat mixed. It was exciting for my stars. She said it was very nice having the Duchess of York staying. But it was not exciting for me or the rest of my guests. She was an excellent guest, and great fun, very lovely, enormous fun. Actually, at the end of her stay, Frank Lowe picked up the bill for Steve Wilder, who was already his guest, and for the Duchess. Sarah returned south on the morning of Sunday, 10th December, but not until the second late night, which she illuminated with more blur human than others. She later told a friend that she had asked Frank Lowe to help with her public image. She said that she had told him that she was really upset about the bashing she was taking to the newspaper. She implored Frank Frank had returned south on March Sunday of 10th December, but not until the second night. She was living much more blue human than others. She later told her friend that she had asked Frank Lowe to help her with her public image. She said she told him she was really upset about the bashing she was taking to the newspaper. She implored Frank to take her under his professional wings to dance tennis friend. According to her, he declined whatever it was he had said to her. She wasn't very pleased. She had become quite used to people doing whatever she asked. Although Manlow was credited with the idea of her campaign, based on the claim that Hanneken lager reached the parts other beers cannot. I've always had a passion belief that advertising should be a force for good, and that it should be enriched in an environment, not improve it. Even he would have been powerless over the media which divided in publishing a photographer photograph of the Duchess sprawled on a Mayfair pavement. A few weeks later, Sarah was leaving Harry Bar. With Prince Hunter, she tripped and fell. One who witnessed the incident said the actress seemed disinterested in the accident to his 7 months pregnant wife, but a past source insisted that by continuing to walk in his car, he was doing exactly what his security training had instilled in him. 2 days later, Andrew set sail in HMS Campbelltown for several weeks of naval exercises off Gibraltar. Sarah, still bruised from her fall, waved him goodbye from Portland before he boarded his helicopter to fly out to his ship. Andrew acknowledged that the frequent separations were affecting his private life. The 3 services are a fantastic job for a single man, she said, but it's getting less and less. So far, a married man. Sarah headed straight for the mountains of Gloucester. The beaches then made an overnight trip to meet Gibbs in the French Alps. The next day, she refused to allow her pregnancy to detail her from making a 7-hour trip to New York, her third flight in 48 hours without a daughter. After receiving an emergency call from Susie, Hector had been flown to the United States in Peterson Brown's private plane for treatment. The Morehouse Cal States and Morehouse Catherine Cancer Center after the operation in Buenos Aires revealed that he was suffering from cancer of the limb. Well, the only concession Sarah would make in her house was that she flew a Virgin Atlantic 747 Gatwick to New York instead of a Concorde from Heathrow to JFK. Because it was quiet router, she had more room on the jumbo jet. At Newark, helicopter whisked her to the clinic in Manhattan, where she and Susie spent an hour at Hector's bedside. The next day, she took him champagne, back number horse, and Helm magazine and family photographs. She also visited patients in nearby rooms to apologize for the presence of a British detective, a large detailed State Department bodyguards. You're so trim, a woman visiting the world told Sarah. This was Horse and Hounds, the magazine in Notting Hill, the movie. Interesting, is it not? Fairly don't matter. Well, after I didn't ring on, I blimped out. When Beatrice was born, I promised I'd one with his baby, she replied. She left a comforting note. For a little girl she had chatted to this day before she was receiving treatment. During her second visit, Hector faced an anxious wait of several weeks before specialists could ascertain whether the disease had been arrested by chemotherapy. He had bravely dismissed his illness as the first great inconvenience I have ever encountered. Less singularly, he said, I'm not afraid of dying. Having a clear conscience making you face death. And another way, I do know I have to get some personal things in order. It is now time to consolidate what we have, and then we die. And $1 here or there won't change our life. Sarah kept Andrew informed of Hector's condition. Another who was always on the end of a telephone when she needed to share her distress was Steve White. She telephoned at the Stanley Petroleum Office in St. James. By day, associates were by night. In London, Sarah Carr and ever-patient detectives were sometimes to be seen parked outside the entrance to number 35 Cardigan Square, and on other occasions outside the address and Shepherd's Bush were waiting early through dinner parties. The assembly once transferred to a ghastly restaurant in Shepherd's Bush, where the Dutch was on top of form. Although at least one other dinner did not appreciate clever vocabulary, she also attended a dinner party at the elegant apartment Wyatt was renting. Be nice to the Duchess, remember who she is, Wyatt cautioned his guests. One was Priscilla Phillips, an American actress who was living nearby on Pont Street. The two women started to chat. Priscilla told the royal guest that, as well as studying Tai Chi, a mixture of martial arts, she shared with Steve an interest in New Age. closer to her delight. Sarah discovered that the actress was naturally irreverent and publicly unfazed by celebrity. Priscilla Brandon's sense of humor appealed to the girl from the drummer down farm, and Sarah and her saw her an exceeding trustworthy down-to-earth body, just as the kind of girl to take on a hush holiday. Priscilla was appearing in the production of Breakfast, Lunch, and Dinner with Julie and Rhodes, the American wife of Dunderry keyboard player Nick Rhodes in a small theater above the man. In Moon Pub in Chelsea, she was like Sarah to intend. Sarah liked the play about an internal triangle involving two sisters in love with the same man so much that she wanted to see it again. More theatrical eyes were on the agenda when Wyatt escorted her to performances of Keith Waterhouse comedies Jeffrey Bernard. It's Unwell, starring Peter O'Toole at the Apollo Theater in Shaftesbury Avenue. As the curtain came down, Sarah's detective whispered that a photographer was waiting outside the theater in main interest, taking evasive action. Wyatt lingered behind in the wings while Sarah, heavily pregnant and just in her low-cut evening gown, slipped up through the stage door and drove away in her traffic car. Minutes later, the crestfallen Wyatt emerged through the same door, and he heard the boat against the midnight diesel sauntered down the street with his hands buried deep in his pockets, as though he had happened to be there by pure chance. They strayed full near a buddy. He and Sarah met up in a nearby night spot a short time later. The Duchess was rushed from Buckingham Palace to Portland Hospital after going in labor just before tea time on 23rd March 1990. God bless you, little girl. Who are almost outgrown. My time flies. You kidding? Drove the two 18 miles from his naval base at Davenport to the hospital non-stop to his Jaguar to be present when Eugene Victoria England was born by cesarean delivery at 7:58 p.m. How many knew that? A Poohs spokesman said the surgery was necessary because the baby weighed 7 pounds. Half ounce was the wrong way around. Eugene pronounced the Yorks, and Sissy Eugenie was named after her, the granddaughter of Queen Victoria and daughter of Princess Beatrice Eugenie. Made her first public appearance when she left the clinic 8 days later, and cradled in the arms of her mother. Bright pink Yves Saint Laurent outfit. But Sarah's joy over their new baby was mixed with some unfortunate news from Susie. Hector's benefactor Pete Burnett pleaded guilty to evading tax payments of $625,000. He admitted that the personal and family expenses, including the purchase of antiques and jewelry and clothing, were loaded on the company's books. He was freed on bail to wait since 6 weeks after Eugene was born. Andrew remained at Castlewood House, the home King Hussein of Jordan loaned the office rent-free, while Sarah, Beatrice, and Nanny also enjoying Wyatt aboard the private jet they flew south to Adige on the Morehouse coast on 2nd May, and then drove 50 miles to Lausanne, Odell. The hotel resort outside the Austria coated earthen walls of Trodent. With them was Priscilla Phillips, who had been a holiday there before, and 2 detectives from the Royal Protection Branch. God bless you all who come over here once in a while looking out for me and everybody else. You thought you were alone in those detective uniforms. Who do you think keeps watch over you way out there? That's cute, right? 2 grandmothers who see everything. Called psychic. It's a gift from God. Squared away, British royal dogs. Give it the good work. With them was Priscilla Phillips, who had a holiday there before, and 2 detectives from the Royal Protection Branch, 4 or 5 idyllic stays. Sarah enjoyed the sunshine and the freedom that Wyatt and excursion offered. Each of the 30 cottages in the hotel complex was on a private terrace where guests taking breakfast was treated to the right side of snow-capped Atlas Mountains. In the distance, lunch was invariably eaten beside a swimming pool near the central clubhouse, and dinner was served in a tented dining room surrounded by luxuriant gardens. There was beauty salon and hammam, or Turkish bath. No one gave it to a second thought whenever a member of the group produced a camera and captured what Sarah was obviously blissful moments. Nothing was more nature than to take photographs of Steve and Sarah. They rode to the hotel. Arab horses though the olive groves in Palm Street, which bordered the Sarah desert on the cover beside the pool. White clutching beaches as the photographer attracted the child. Attention seemed an innocent enough action, lounging together and swinging each other arms apparently around each other's backs. Steve and Sarah smiled at the camera, always doing a danger in another. She posed with a dagger she had brought on a visit to the bazaar. The pictures reflected the relaxed way they were feeling without a second thought. The rolls of film were packing for processing back in London. Yet even as the baggage stickers were being put on for their return journey, an informant moved to a public table on elevated in Fleet Street, where she had been drinking. With a special contact, he dialed 828-2150, direct line to the confidential diary desk of the today's newspaper. You might like to know that Justice of York is having a secret holiday abroad with someone very interesting. You might like to know that Justice of York is having a secret holiday abroad with someone very interesting. Again, where is she? Try Morocco. What's so interesting about the other person? He's a Texan, very interesting indeed. Reading on. A member of the confidential team called a new anxious initiated inquiries. The answers came back within 24 hours. The Duchess of York, Princess Beaches, two members of the Royal Protection Branch, and the nanny of Smooth. Wardley had all been registered at La Casa Odeo for the past few days, so had Miss Stevens' wife, who had set up the bill for the party. A phone call to the hotel established that Priscilla Phillips also had been with him at the Man in the Moon pub. The theater managed directly reports questions about Miss Phillips' risk. Connie Phillips, who had passed the page detail which the actress had supplied on notepaper headed with her Port Street address, the actress's show had spent a year of Strasbourg institution applied a bit in part in the Francis Ford Coppola film The Cotton Club, and then another small role in Paul McCartney's film Moscow on the Husband, which starred Robin Williams. She also had been in a handful of commercials, including one for American Express, one for the New York Star Bloomingdale's, and a third for Harvey Bristol's Cream Sherry. Nowhere in Priscilla's CV didn't mention that she had been married to a German called Nito. And at the same time, she met the Duchess friendly with one eagerly. He had met Priscilla when she had spent a Swiss holiday with him in Vienna, and his friend Barnes Francisca Shaw, then Jason, whose father Heine owned the world's finest art collection. Further inquiries by the confidential team uncovered Sarah's first meeting with Priscilla at White's dinner party in Cornigan Square, and sudden friendship that had sprung up between them. One who saw the two women on several occasions at La Gazelle, Dior remarked, "The Duchess struck me as being quite an insecure person vulnerable to anyone to secure points. But Miss Phillips was not like the sort to take advantage of weakness like that. No such credentials were immediately available after the holiday host and the reporter telephoned contacts in Houston to listen more about the intriguing Texas special. The paper editor was David Montgomery, who had volunteered to lead the masses selling news of the world for then struggling daily when Robert Moodich brought it. July 19th, Montgomery published this coup, in which White's name only appeared in Britain for the first time, but was linked to the Queen's daughter-in-law. Her Montecontan, shining like burnished or more, Sarah steeled herself for an encounter that her mind for 4 or 5 years. Her First meeting with Poohs dark occasion was a swinging 60s party thrown at the Kensington home. Mitchell person to March the 13th birthday of his wife, Marina. Sarah wore a black and white mini dress, and Prince Andrew donned a gold beetle jacket. Viscount Lenny, who was really only 9 when the 60s ended, commemorated the 17th instead by wearing a punk wig. Patrick Litchfield was decked out in embroidered jacket and other guests. She also wore was flared trousers, shirts, headbands, and John Lennon glasses, including the racing driving James Hunt, Duradan musician John Taylor, and his girlfriend Amanda the Cadden, and Coos thought, if I say myself outfit with rather good boosted dye, Lewin and my ex-wife Vanessa looked sensational. She won the best dressed girl prize. Present, she looked at each other, dreadful, pulling the bed. She was clearly out in front of the worst dressed men. But as Fergie was presenting the prize, they could do that to her. So Pearson said to me, look, you're a good sport. Can we award it to you? Having said all that 9 times, I like your I reading that 9 times backwards. Interesting how one with a psychology degree as myself can even amuse my own self reading such caring, heartfelt books on such caring, heartfelt people all over the world. Hence, this is half the book I'm going to give you fair notice. To do such anything other than read near half a midterm, three-quarters near the end, and stop in order to encourage you to go get your own library book or see one of these copies at the bookstore, would encourage you to help keep these authors employed. Ones you say, anyway. Not just seen at bookstores, all over the world, trying to keep them open. Libraries, Smithsonian's, historic Smithsonian's, museums, you name it, even the zoo. Everybody out there, much stuff. BarnesandNobles.com. God bless them. I'm going to stop there. Cadillac is one sleepy Care Bear. I also like to say thank you to a lot of you who are praying day and night for me, for all those kids out there, and for the children of this world, for they deserve so much, not just the education, but freedom of poverty, freedom of everything else. UNICEF goes a long ways around the world, so that's UNICEF UK. God bless you, all those in Australia watching me, all those in Jamaica, everywhere, one day at a time, caring for each other, as God would have it himself. Much love. Also, God bless Miss Ellen Gusenberg and Kana Perry, Veterans Crisis Long documentary, won again that Oscar nomination. Last weekend's Oscars preview. God bless you on behalf of your son. I always tell it like it is. Why else would people be watching so wholeheartedly, graciously? Is it not? I also want to tell y'all, watch your house. Blues going around. Stay warm. I know if some of you come to Kentucky, it is quite a weather shock. Don't come up here with just a polo t-shirt. I only have a Dallas coat for you to borrow, especially darling damsels like that one on the back in the background on the wall, whose mentions may have gotten lost in the luggage at the airport. You never know. At least I have a coat for you to wear. Why are you running around with your mentionables? At least I know how to keep you warm. Keep that in mind, you Sports Illustrated women as well, especially your Maximum.com friends in those pages. You're not just pages or a face on a wall. Your family goes for all everybody I care about. Much those, especially the ones I have in my wallet. Business cards are not just business cards. They are people behind them, people that I care for and pray wholeheartedly for. I don't question how you carry your makeup in your purse. You know, some of that nonsense you really don't need. Being that the new 50 is the new 19. Interesting, just hear that Devil's Wears Prada, the movie, huh? Anything else we could use other than coffee, tea, perhaps? British tea? Australian, Scotland Yard tea? Oh, one more thing. To send any correspondence, including your beneficiaries, God knows my grandmothers wouldn't let me hear the end of that one. You sponsors have been wanting to catch up with me sooner or later. These addressed, make sure your best friend is standing next to whatever gifts or coupons or have you make sure that they stand there knowing that it gets delivered, because chances are there's always some person trying to take such success with ignorance away from me before I even receive it at the doorbell. Ta-da! Current address 328 Helm Street, Elizabethtown, Kentucky 42701. God bless you, Dolly Parton. Kenny Rogers, all you country singers, actors, actresses. Notice I even wrote it down for you. Again. Or you can see me on Facebook, beginning with all spells. Military address is excluded. Military address is military address for the. I have more than one address on post. What better way to keep those who think it's cute running such scams like the piglet scam at the BX, trying to overcharge people's credit cards so they can walk out with free gifts, even at the commissary. Aw, and then you wonder why things are getting so strict at the gate. Being that no ex-wife is allowed to use my stuff. Suspended. Oh, one less headache. Darn. Maybe it'll help her learn to communicate better with my son's welfare. Since I live in Kentucky, I'm sure there's a nice Orlando, oopsie daisies, immigration judge listening to me who's hearing that I'm not getting a fair share of things. Being his legal guardian, she isn't. Darn, did I say that one too loud? For you helper clericals at those desks? Who do you think's been trying to get a hold of you folks? Y'all sitting there investigating her ex-husband. That doesn't surprise me. Well, I haven't hardly gotten a word, much less a phone call. I have to ask for a text. Do you know that? 7 years. We're breaking records here, ladies and gentlemen. Yay! You women thought you had it hard on dates being stood up. Don't feel so bad now, do you? I hope you have a nice little cupcake and feel better. If you were here, I'd probably give you a hug, especially those trying to get drunk. What have you? Not worth it. In an elevator. I've seen too many of this. On the sidelines, not fun, not humorous, not hilarious, which is why, hence, a thin as a woman, full figure, what age, what have you, can do whatever she darn well pleases coming over here. I think Grandma would say the same thing. 7 years is a little too long, don't you think? Because my father in Washington wouldn't even wait 3 years, being that you're married to your work. That was your first mistake the first time around. You want a relationship to work, you have to make it work. You have to meet halfway at the table. Even friends, yes, it requires work, so keep trying. Don't give up. If you didn't hear it from me, my mouth, trust me. It goes for cards, Christmas cards, stuff. Okay, if it got sent back to you, resend it. How about that one? Even if it was years ago, why would you give up? God bless y'all. Especially when two grandmas up there I can't lose. They say everything. They watch over me, and they watch over those that come by and visit. Especially with two little girls. Can't go wrong. She wouldn't miss that from anybody. Much loves right here at home. Stay warm. God bless y'all.